I am a wanderer seeking the soul of the coast, chasing the illusion of the tropics on the edge of the Atlantic. Why have I come to the southernmost tip of England? Because Kynance Cove challenges everything you think you know about British landscapes. This is the story of a geological mirage, where white sands and sapphire waters hide a wild, ancient secret. To reach this sanctuary, you must first navigate the windswept moors of the Lizard, a place that feels like the end of the world. The air is thick with the scent of wild herbs and the distant, heavy salt of the ocean. It's a journey of anticipation, where the landscape keeps its greatest prize hidden until the very last moment. You feel the weight of the Atlantic long before you see its beauty. And then, the curtain rises on a scene that defies geography. Your breath catches as the moor suddenly drops away into a hidden bay of impossible colors. It doesn't look like England, it looks like a dream of the Mediterranean or a lost beach in the South Pacific. The sheer vibrancy of the water against the white shore is a sensory shock that resets your reality. Look closely at the guardians of this cove, and you'll see stone found nowhere else in the world. This is serpentine rock, a rare gift from the Earth's mantle, polished by centuries of salt and spray. It glows with a subterranean fire, a mixture of blood red and forest green that gives the cove its name and its magic. These rocks aren't just scenery, they are the ancient bones of the world, smoothed by time. The sand here is a brilliant, blinding white, composed of millions of crushed shells and weathered minerals. As I walk along the shoreline, the texture is fine and cool, a stark contrast to the rugged cliffs above. It's the kind of beach that makes you want to leave your boots behind and forget the passage of time. Here, the turquoise water meets the ivory shore in a perfect, painterly line that feels too beautiful to be real. I've seen many coastlines, but Kynance has a personality that is both ancient and inviting. There is a quiet hum in the air, a mixture of salt spray and the low, comforting murmur of the receding tide. You feel an urge to stay forever, to lose yourself in the rhythm of the waves and the warmth of the sun. It's a place that whispers to your spirit, asking you to remember what it feels like to be still. But paradise here is a temporary gift, governed by the relentless clock of the moon. This is where the story takes a turn, as the Atlantic begins its inevitable march back toward the cliffs. Kynance is a tidal trap, and if you aren't careful, the very beauty you came to see will cut off your escape. The beach you see now is a vanishing act, destined to disappear in a matter of hours. The centerpiece of the cove is Asparagus Island, a towering stack of rock reachable only during a short window of low tide. I find myself racing across the exposed sandbars to touch its base before the sea reclaims the path. It feels like an adventure from a Victorian novel, a race against the elements where the stakes are simple. Explore the hidden corners now, or wait another 12 hours for the sea to relent. Inside the sea caves, the atmosphere shifts from tropical joy to gothic mystery. These hollowed-out spaces, with names like the Parlour, are cool and damp, smelling of deep-sea minerals. The walls glow faintly with reflected light, showing the same serpentine patterns found on the cliffs outside. You can feel the weight of the cliff above you and the incredible power of the ocean that carved this void. The tide is coming in faster now, the turquoise water turning into a powerful, frothing white foam. I have to make a choice, retreat to the higher paths or risk being stranded on the jagged outcrops. There is a thrill in the danger, a reminder that nature doesn't care about your aesthetics or your photographs. The cove is reclaiming its territory, inch by surging, powerful inch. In Cornwall, the weather is as moody as the sea, and a sudden Atlantic mist begins to roll in. The bright tropical illusion starts to fade, replaced by a raw, cinematic gloom that feels quintessentially British. The cliffs seem to grow taller and more menacing as the visibility drops. It's a shift that reveals the true, wild heart of Kynance, the rugged beauty that survives the storms. This is the climax of the Atlantic's power. The cove erupts in a spectacle of light and spray as the full force of the ocean crashes against the serpentine stacks. It is a 10,000-year battle between the land and the sea, played out in slow motion before my eyes. You realize that the beauty here isn't just in the calm, it's in the magnificent chaos of the collision. The ivory sand has disappeared, swallowed entirely by the deep blue tide. From the safety of the clifftop path, I look down at a completely different world than the one I arrived in. The beach is now a memory, and the island is truly an island once more, isolated by the waves. The cove has reset itself, its secrets hidden beneath the water until the moon pulls them back tomorrow. As I walk back toward the moor, I realize that Kynance Cove is a lesson in impermanence. You can't own a place like this, you can only experience it in the brief windows of time it allows you. It's a reminder to cherish the moments of clarity before the tide of life rushes back in. I came looking for a tropical photo, but I'm leaving with a profound sense of perspective. So if you ever find yourself at the edge of the world, look for the green and red rocks of the Lizard. Let the Atlantic remind you of what it means to be both wild and temporary. Kynance Cove is a masterpiece that never stops being painted by the tide. And the best part? It's waiting to be rediscovered by you, one tide at a time.